So thank you for tuning in to the Undoing of a Man podcast. This platform is for a specific group of people. It's strictly for men who want to be better, right? Where you're a man and you want to build up, this is the platform for you. My guy, my co-author, Dr. K, what's going on?
Dr. K in the house. Yeah, what's going on, Kelly?
I'm good, brother.
Man, it's Friday. The sun is out here in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So we're not complaining at all. But this episode, we're gonna really focus on real estate, right? Using real estate as a tool to build better men.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, when I hear that, the first thing that comes to my mind is the good book. The Bible says a good man leaves his children, his children's children with an inheritance, right? To me, that's generational wealth, right?
Yeah.
And what better way,
What better thing to leave?
right, to leave generational wealth than real estate, right? So now I know this is something that you're passionate about. You do this every day, right?
I've been sleeping and breathing real estate for the last 15 years.
Come on, man.
Right? As an agent, only a short period of time. It'll be 5 years in July.
Got you.
But I've been a property manager for my mom when I was 16 years old, when she bought her first investment property.
Wow. Okay.
Our parents don't speak too much English.
Yeah.
So I had to translate. I had to write the leases.
Wow.
So I've been in real estate for some time.
Now I've been knowing him for a few years now. This is the first time I've ever heard that. At 16?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
At 16, I'm formulating leases.
Okay.
I remember how my mom write the first eviction. I was 17. I'm kicking people out and I still live on the couch.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So case in point, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to this real estate thing. So when we talk real estate, right, for first time investors, right, somebody that's interested in investing in real estate, what's the first thing that you think they should do in terms of getting in the game?
I'm glad you asked this question too, right? And I want to get your perspective on it too, and how long you've been in the business before we, jumped into it. How long? When did you buy your first property?
So, originally, right, because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, right? So, after I closed my recycling business, I was like, okay, what's next? Right. So, started doing some research.
Recycling cans?
Yeah. I had a bottle return business. Right.
I want to do that, man. You got to talk to you about it.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing right there. You know what I'm saying? So I had that for a couple of years, and then I decided to kind of pivot and go in a different direction. Okay. So started doing some research, and this was when Airbnb was starting to become popular. So I'm like, let me try to see if I can get into that business. So I heard about, I believe it was called rental arbitrage, where you find property owners who will allow you to use their property as an Airbnb. Mm-hmm. Now, this may work in Houston or some of the bigger, cities and states or whatever have you, but in Buffalo, it's a little challenging when it comes to that, to find a property owner that will let you use their property for an Airbnb. So long story short, I met my brother here, to show me an apartment, right? A property that to possibly rent to use as an Airbnb. Now, I just wanted to find a property and then eventually see if I can use it, right? So we met, and he was showing me the property, and this is where I knew that this man was a good guy. He's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. He said, I can rent you this property for $1,200 a month or so, or I can help you buy a property and your mortgage will be less than that $1,200.
For sure.
Right? I said, say less. Right? So he call this person, and they'll make it happen for you. And I followed everything that he told me. Right? I called and it was a seamless process. Like I was shocked. The house moving went. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. Like I know we're not trying to put our own business in here,
Right.
but like what makes my team, I love my team so much. Everybody I work with, they're also tied to the purpose of like serving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like my bottom line is better if you buy a more expensive house, right? But I knew the vision that we had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're wealthier because of us meeting at one time. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Everything
Right?
everything snowballed from there.
Right. And that's how it happened, you know?
Mind you, before I met him, I spoke to 2 other real estate agents that was like, nah, it's going to be hard because I already own a property. So they're like, nah, it's going to be hard for you to get another property. Right. It's going to be challenging. So I kind of gave up on that. And that's why I was looking more so to rent versus buy till I met him.
Yeah, we did it in what, 6 weeks?
In 6 weeks, we had a property. Closed on the property in 6 weeks. So started an Airbnb business, had it for about 2 years. So, the money that we were generating off of the Airbnb was pretty much taking care of the mortgage, plus a little extra. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after 2 years, the laws and the regulations in New York State started to change for Airbnbs. So my wife and I just decided that it would be a good idea to get out of the Airbnb business, right? But we still had this property. Mind you, we were still kind of like in talks, right? So it wasn't final yet. And then I get a phone call from this man like, yo, you're not going to believe what just happened, right? So
I love real estate, bro.
I'll let you tell that story, man.
Go ahead, man.
So he's like, yo, somebody just called me, was like, yo, I'm interested in buying a property. And then I asked them, can they give me an idea of the type of property that they like? If they've seen anything around Buffalo that they like.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, as a matter of fact, the house right across the street from me, I've been, having my eyes on that house for a long time. I know some people just bought it, but I don't think they're looking to sell. And he's like, yo, you're not going to believe what happened. I sold them that house.
Yeah. And that's how it happens, right? Most from real estate people sit with us, right? What's the best avenue for you? And what's the best avenue for anybody else? Some people live, I have a guy right now who's buying a house from his landlord. It made the most sense. He can go buy something else, but the landlord is giving you a deal that, hey, you know the house already, you know what I mean? Yeah. What happens when the wind is too high and whatever it is. So you know the home already.
Right.
There's so much equity already in there for you. But for you, the lady called me and when we were talking, I was like, okay, we can help you. And she says, I'm like, what house have you seen on Zillow in the last 2 to 3 years that matched? Because I was going to look it up and just see what I can do with it. She gave me your address.
Right.
So like everything, believe it or not, happens for a reason. Right. So I was like, yo, I know the guy. I sold the house. Let me call him. She's like, I don't think it's for sale. I said, everything in real estate is for sale.
It's for sale, no doubt.
You know what I mean? There's a price on everything in real estate.
Right.
I called Clem. He's like, man, I don't want to really let it go, but if you give me this, done. She was content. You were content.
Yep. So she gave him a number, right? And I countered that offer, and she agreed to it, and it made sense, right? And that was it.
Right. A real estate deal is good when everybody wins, right? And I know your question that you had started off where you said, what should an investor,
first time investor
do when it's time to get this going? As an investor, first step is to meet investor-friendly realtors.
Right.
100%. Man, I could pull up the
100%.
list of the 3,000 realtors in Buffalo.
Right.
I can tell you right now, the top 200 don't work with investors. Because investors are often not loyal. They work with a few different people.
Right.
They're playing the market. They're playing the field. So a lot of the people that have earned this level of business don't want to deal with investors.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas to me, when you met me, I kind of was in the place. I still work with investors, but like I was in a place where I needed more business than I do now. So I take on every investor. Whether you work with me and 2 other agents, it don't matter. I'm gonna show you my value outside of the 2.
No doubt.
So that's why people don't like to work with investors. So my advice to them is just to get with a person that knows the investment world. You know what I mean? Like you bought your house with a 2 or 3K loan. People don't even know what that is. Like the people we sit with, just to tell them like what it is, They don't, you know what I mean?
And to be quite honest, I didn't know what that was. So, you know what I'm saying? You introduced me to that. So, again, long story short, we made the sale and I reinvested that money into another property that, we're now in the process. We actually just listed it, right? Put it on the market to sell. So, that's how I got into the real estate.
And now you're itching to get more and more.
I mean, in terms of, generational wealth and working towards being able to retire at an early age, I think real estate is the best way to go, bro.
Yeah. And my experience puts me in, like I was telling somebody the other day, I'm the conduit between rich and poor. I'm the guy. I will sit in this office this week with a person that earns $35,000 a year. And I will sit with a person that earns $2 million a year.
Right.
Like I meet all these people.
Right.
And the one thing I find in common is they all trying to get real estate. And the wealthier are trying to get more and more real estate. So all the demographic that I sit with,
man, it's deep, man. This real estate game is deep. When we talk about tax breaks, you know what I'm saying, and we talk about the wealthy, right? Like that's why they have real estate, because there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of different ways to utilize real estate. You know what I'm saying, to get a lot of tax breaks. But that's a whole nother, what I'm saying. We can do a whole nother show about that.
Yeah, the owner of Amazon, he had a thing once, Bezos, right?
Jeff Bezos,
and he says, I sold all my real estate, right? And people are like, you see, he's a builder, he don't own real estate, so I don't need to buy real estate. He had over 2,000 doors at one point in his career.
His portfolio was sick.
He liquidated it for something greater. But the real estate, he'll tell you, real estate was that stepping stool to get him there.
To where he's at.
Right?
Yeah.
Which leads back to this episode, like, this is about building men through real estate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think, like, you're greater, like, as a man. So, as a man, as we all know, providing is our favorite thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, most people that don't know, men don't know what I'm talking about, right? But as a man, being able to provide for your family is probably the greatest feeling any man could ever share.
I agree with that.
And most men that are like evil towards women and things of that nature is because they haven't reached, like, they're not happy with their able to provide. You know what I mean? Like, a woman can say, I love you no matter what, but we don't love ourselves until we
able to get to that point. It's a level of maturity, man. You know what I'm saying? To be able to get there, to understand what your why is, right? Like, why are you doing this? What wakes you up in the morning?
That's it.
To go out there every day and hustle. You know what I'm saying? To take risks. Because that real estate, I mean, any investment that you get into is risk. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, number one, you got to make sure you're making calculated risk, right? And then you got to understand the reason why you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Right? For the long term.
Absolutely. And I love real estate so much because it's the only inflation-proof investment in the world.
Yep.
People always need a place to live.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
If I ask you, bro, what was your favorite birthday party? It's going to be tied to a party in a building, which is real estate that somebody owns. We're shooting this video right now in a building that somebody owns.
I mean, we talk about all these fast food restaurants.
They pay rent.
They pay rent, you know what I'm saying? But they own that property, right? They're McDonald's is in the real estate business, right? Yeah, they sell burgers and all of that, but they're in the real estate business, right?
Believe it or not.
You know, so when we talk about, generational wealth, man, I think real estate is the way to go. Now, for somebody starting out, I've been doing a lot of research, man, and I hear a lot about house hacking, right? As the best way to start out, right? Buying maybe a 2-family property, living in one, and then renting out the other one, right? Or you can buy a single family property with maybe multiple rooms in there and renting out a room. You know what I'm saying? Would you say that is the best way for a beginner investor in real estate to start?
1,000%, right?
Okay.
Always start with multifamily.
Okay.
If you could do multifamily, it's the only way to start.
Right.
And this leads me back to, like, one of the things I want to talk about in another episode down the line is, like, limit the amount of kids you have. right?
Mhm.
If you have 8 kids, you can't live in a duplex,
Right.
2-bedroom lower,
Right.
2-bedroom upper.
It's not enough room.
There's not enough room.
Right.
So now you're forced to buy the house with the more space, single family,
Right.
right? So if you can afford to, always go, not even a duplex, get 4 units.
Mhm.
Get as close to the maximum residential as you can,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
after 4 is become commercial.
Yeah.
So get 4 units, 2 bedrooms in each,
Mhm.
live in one, collect rent in the others, and still pay yourself rent. So the rent you was paying your landlord last year, once we acquired this house,
Right.
pay yourself, put it in your savings account.
100%.
Use somebody else's savings account if you think you don't trust yourself.
Right.
Boom. And then in the year, look how much you save in rent.
Right.
Your next property.
Right.
Every year.
And
Touch real estate.
And that's what I was going to say, right? So not only are you saving from you not having to pay rent, right? Because now you own a property and you live in there.
Mm-hmm.
The other properties that you're renting out is pretty much paying the mortgage.
1,000.
And now the money that you would have been using to pay rent now is going into a savings account, right? You're saving that money. So it's going to get to a point where you're going to have enough money saved to use to buy another property, right? Or you've generated enough equity in the property that you own, whether you've owned it for about 2-3 years, been living in it, right? You've generated enough equity in there to take out a HELOC to use that to buy another property. So now, just based on that one property alone, that your first property that you bought, there's an opportunity to end up with 2 more properties based on the money that you saved, right?
Yeah.
And also the equity that you build into it.
Yeah. Like, the possibilities are endless in real estate,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's risks though.
Right.
There's nobody that get out of it without risk.
Right.
So to limit the risks,
Mm-hmm.
I always, and I'm saying it more now to people that I've had in the past, it's like, have your exit plan in mind when you buy that property.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy this property because it's on this hill and you always dreamed of a hill.
Right.
Think of the people that don't like hills.
Right. Right. 100%.
Right? Because the time's going to happen when you can't climb that hill anymore.
Right.
So you need to get a property that's easy to liquidate when that time comes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And my favorite thing in the real estate investment piece, whether you start with 2 units, 1 unit, whatever it is that your family could afford, always get the ugly property.
Okay.
Like, it's so much beauty in buying an ugly property that no one talks about.
Okay.
We talk about equity. You don't build equity by buying the finished product.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the finished person comes with, they already have, the non-negotiables and all this. For the ugly house, you come in, right? It's really worth $200,000,
Mm-hmm.
but we're grabbing it for $130,000.
Right.
And now you're building your own equity.
Right.
So in 2 years now, it's worth that $200,000 that it's supposed to be worth, plus what the market has done for it now.
Right. Now, are you speaking also in terms of, let's say you know it's worth 200, but because it needs some work done to it, you get it for about 125, 130. You put in another 20, right? So that extra 20 that you put in there, does that help you also kind of build that equity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's a sweat equity, right?
Okay.
And a lot of people walk away from houses because they have red carpets.
Mm-hmm.
99% of the investors that I know and work with don't buy anything nice.
Okay.
We don't.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
Right? I can paint a wall.
Right.
I can pull up the rug.
Mm-hmm.
They see, so the average consumer is looking at like black and white, light gray floors.
Right.
Fake plants.
Right.
Like they're excited. And then that's what catches your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, I want like, oh shit,
that diamond in the rough.
This structure, look at this basement wall.
Yeah.
It's poured concrete.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Sump pump, new electrical, new plumbing.
Yeah.
Red carpet? Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now my negotiation power is there because the average consumers that I'm going against are not looking at it like that.
Right. Now, with that said, right, would you say as a buyer, you gotta know what your buy box is, right? In terms of buying a property. Yeah, we don't want to buy a property that's all fixed up, don't need no work, you know what I'm saying, where you can't start building equity in there right away. Do you want to be careful in terms of buying a property where, it's going to need some work, maybe some floors, some paint, You know, maybe put an extra bathroom in there versus knocking down walls. You know, because that's a whole nother thing right there, right?
Right. Again, that's when you get the investor-friendly realtor, right? I work with at least 3 flippers, and they flip several properties a year. So I know what I'm looking for when I go to see these properties.
Right.
You know what I mean? And bring your contractors. Like you did that when we were looking at some flips. You brought your contractor, like, yo, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. How much you think it's going to cost me to do this?
Every property that we went to look at, I had my contractor there. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, okay, it needs this, and this. And based on the budget that we had, it was either a yeah or nay.
Right. So create a relationship with those contractors, right? And as a man, well, again, this platform is for men. As a man, you got to be willing to get your hands dirty, right? I don't think you're a man if you're not willing to get your hands dirty. If a man sit with me and tell me, yeah, I don't want to paint my house when I buy it, I'm not the realtor for you.
Right.
Nor do I ever want to even be associated in your friends group. Right. It's no. I don't care if I lose a person because of what I just said. Right. As a man, your job is to make sure you take care of some things. You shouldn't have to pay everything to get done.
It requires putting some sweat equity into it.
That's it.
You gotta be ready to roll your sleeves up. Listen, man, the property that we just fixed up, the backyard was crazy. Big backyard, but you couldn't see the beauty of it because it was just crazy.
Trees everywhere.
Guess what I did? Me and the family got together, me, the wife, the kids, and rolled the sleeves up.
Contractor bags,
and we was back there working. You know what I'm saying? Cleaned that backyard out. It took us, 2 weeks to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be willing to put some of that sweat equity in there, put that work in.
Yeah, and your wife values you more, and she values your vision because you showed her proof already. You know, I know the first time she was skeptical.
No doubt.
This time around, she gave you the keys. They didn't even say much because the proof happened already.
Right.
And because you're willing to put that work in.
It's not just about just talking, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the type of person that, I say this all the time, man. Actions speak louder than words, man.
All day.
You know, most people that know me, I'm usually quiet, but I'm observing everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And don't tell me about it. Just be about it and just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, talking about the wife, because she's the real boss, right?
I don't got one right now. I'm my own boss again for a minute.
You know what I'm saying? She's the real boss. So, as long as, you know what I'm saying, she's happy, you know what I'm saying, and she sees that all of this hard work that we're putting in is for the future and for the kids, you know what I'm saying, even when we're not here, she's with it.
Right. So I think real estate made me a better man. Right. How do you feel about that statement? Do you think real estate made you become a better version of yourself?
It has, because, every day I'm learning something new, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this real estate thing. And again, all I can think of is, how can I leave this earth, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that my kids are good, you know what I'm saying? And I've tried several different endeavors when it comes to this entrepreneur stuff, you know what I mean? And, now that I've landed on real estate, again, it's making me a better person, because I'm learning about myself, right? Making the right decisions for my family, and then making sure that, if I'm not here, that they'll be good.
You're good because of real estate.
Exactly.
So it gives you that peace of mind.
Yeah, 100%.
And one of my mentors once said, God can't wake up tomorrow and create more land. Right?
Right.
All the land that he's created is here already. So acquire it, hold it, cherish it, and it becomes something.
Right.
And
I'm glad you brought that up in terms of acquiring and holding it. So when we talk about real estate, there's different ways you can go about this, right? So many different ways you can go about it. Long-term rental, mid-term rental, short-term rental, buying and flipping, house hacking, New term I just learned, BRRRR.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, buying, renovate or rent in, refinance, and then repeat.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? There's different ways to go about it. So, and again, that's why you got to learn about this industry, about this game, and decide what works best for you. For somebody, just buying and flipping might be good enough, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else, it might be, you know what? Let me buy it and either use it for short-term rental, or let me buy it and rent it out, right? So buying and flipping is the fast money, right? The short-term money coming in. Buying and renting it is the long-term money.
Yeah, generational wealth. That's
where the generational wealth is really built at.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So as a real estate agent, and somebody coming to you and saying, "Hey, Kels, I want you to kind of school me on this, how to be a real estate investor," right? We already spoke about, starting off with a multi-unit property. Which direction would you steer them in? The buying and flipping, or the buying and holding?
Yeah, it just depends on your capital, your pain tolerance.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
If you want to be a landlord, it's not going to be all walk in the park.
It comes with, you know what I mean? All of them are great.
Right.
Like, as long as you acquire real estate, you're a better person.
Right.
You're a better man, right? But again, it's based on what you can handle, right? There are people that can't deal with people at all. Go flip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because them tenants ain't easy. You know what I mean? So I have tenants. Bro, I had a dentist once that was a tenant.
Okay.
And he didn't pay rent for 8 months.
Wow. 8 months?
8 months. And this was during the time like the 2020, 2021 time where you couldn't evict anybody.
Because we was just kind of coming out of the COVID around that time, right? Okay.
So he didn't pay. I'm like, damn, bro. And I know how much you make,
right?
Because we know what I mean. We approved you.
Yeah.
And you're an essential worker, so you kept the job during this whole entire time. Then fast forward, the world opened up for us to take people to court for eviction.
Okay.
This man wrote us a check for 13 months of rent. So he was just playing with us. I don't know what
taking advantage of, you know what I'm saying, because I believe tenants didn't have to pay rent or something like that.
Yeah.
So he was just taking advantage of that.
COVID was tough for us.
Yeah.
Right? Tenants have to do a lot of things.
Right.
And for us entrepreneurs, we couldn't find unemployment because we were already unemployed.
Yeah.
So nobody giving us $1,500 a week.
Right.
And now these people that you have tenants that only made $800 a week, and they always made their rent on time.
Right.
Now they make $1,500 a week, and they don't pay their rent at all.
Yeah,
because the government is like,
yo, bro, you don't know how many landlords I know who during that time was like stressing out because they had to take a lot of people to court, and for some reason it was like the courts was more on the tenant side,
of course,
than the landlord side,
of course. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I actually spoke to one of my buddies today who was a landlord, and I asked them about offering Section 8, and and I said, who are the best tenants to have, right? And he's like, bro, it doesn't matter, like whether Section 8 or somebody who was a dentist. Like, it does not matter. Like,
the struggle is the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
The struggle is the same. Yeah. No. I love Section 8 because they govern how we do business, right? So we can't overcharge when you have tenant on Section 8.
Right.
They tell you how the house has to be to code. So somehow you got Big Brother looking. So I like Section 8, right? And the money is first for the month. I don't have to see that tenant, but my bank account says
automatic.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
So I like that portion of it.
Okay. Right, but you just got to be diligent in terms of how you screen them, would you say?
Yeah.
Right. But then again, even with that, it's like you never know.
Yeah, but right?
Okay.
Like I tell people as a real estate agent, like my tenant that I'm going to find you is not perfect, but it will be better than the one you're going to find over on the street.
Okay.
Right. And you should be okay with like letting your property sit for a month and a half, 2 months to find the right tenant.
Right.
Some people are so in need of money that they just jump at the first thing. First thing then bites you for 18 months.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? With this business, it's just a lot of patience, a lot of growing and a lot of learning.
Okay.
And get help when you can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, again, we wanted to do this episode, to show our brothers out there in terms of, being able to be a better man, for yourself.
Gotta acquire real estate.
Real estate is the way to go.
Yep.
Real estate is the way to go, man.
Yeah, I'm a better man because I own real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're a better man because you own real estate. I think, again, if you don't own real estate, it's not an episode to drag you down. Right. It's
not at all.
Let's work and get you there. Right. If you're not even in New York State, if you are, call me. I can help you. Even if you're not, call me. I can point you to the right direction in your estate. Acquire real estate. It'll make, it's so much leverage in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it will change your life 1,000%.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Any last thing you want to say to somebody that don't own real estate? Because people that own real estate are gonna watch this episode and go, yeah. You know what I mean? People that don't are like, how do I get
right? And again, this is not to put anybody down. If real estate is not your jam, or something that you think you'll be interested in, this is not that, right? We just want to encourage anybody out there that maybe have been thinking about getting into the real estate business, right? We just want to encourage you to stop thinking about it and just take that leap.
Do it?
Just do it, right? Just do it, and
it takes a phone call.
And you will be glad you did. You'll be glad you did. Because again, you'll be working towards building something for yourself and for your family years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So all it takes is a phone call. Reach out to my guy right here.
We got you. And and to close off, one of the things that I would say to the average person that's watching this is it's not easy, but it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's very simple. I'll give you a step-to-step on how you get to do it. But after this, you'll be, man, listen, one of the things I know, I said I'm gone twice already, but I just have so much passion about this topic.
No
right?
doubt.
Like people say, buy real estate for equity, buy real estate for whatever people tell you buy real estate for. The most important thing you can buy real estate for is control. Like ownership is control. So like think about this. So last thing before I go for sure this time, right? If you own your property, no one can tell your kids that they have to leave in 3 months. Think about that. So like a lot of renters, great renters, your landlord decides, oh yeah,
right,
I can't do this no more. I got to sell.
Right.
Now you and your kids now have to move across the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have to switch schools. And when switching schools hurt kids, like ability to lead, right? Like the studies, like the kids that stayed in the same school district and grew up with these kids are more likely to lead than kids that are transferring schools every 3 months.
Right.
So buy real estate, one, as a man, because it gives you control, and two, because your kids, you know what I mean, your family, you're protecting your family. So buy real estate. Real estate has made me a better man. I hope it does the same for you, and it did for me and my brother here.
No doubt. And last word, final word.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, it's not easy, right? It's going to take some work, but as we all know, man, nothing in life that's worthwhile comes easy, right?
That's it.
You got to work hard towards it, and when you are finally able to attain it, it's very rewarding. All right.
Yeah.
So again, I just wanted to leave y'all with that real quick.
That's it.
Stay tuned for the next episode. You know,
next episode. So we drop an episode every 2 weeks on a Friday. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.